All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Monday, y'all. Couch Critics Edition. This week, we did a little bit of an older movie, just a little bit of a lack of good movies coming out, at least the ones that are worth seeing at the films over the last couple of weeks, in theater, that is. So we went back a couple of months to a movie that was a crazy story, but Dead Man's Wire. We got a chance to watch this at home or on an airplane, whichever one you chose to do. But, gentlemen, how was your week? Feeling good?
Feeling real good. Real good. Just
Great.
adjusting to the time zone. That's all I'm doing right now.
It's
Coming off
tough.
that Pacific. It is tough. It's not easy, man. I can't go to bed at the time I used to. I'm trying not to sleep in. 3 hours is a big deal.
It is.
Big deal.
I mean, you get up out here, you get up so much earlier, I feel like.
Oh yeah, I was up by 4 out there every
It's
morning.
crazy. But yeah, no, I got two 12-year-olds, so it's great out here. It's fantastic.
How about that? All right.
Uncle
good.
Fred babysitting.
Yeah. And we used to call it the Brad Sports Jinx. I think it's now the Freddy Sports Jinx. Red Sox came in, took 4 from the Yankees. Tigers rolled in, took 3 from the Yanks. The Yankees may never win again, but we're not here to talk about baseball, folks. We're here to talk movies.
Yeah,
So-
movies it is.
Brad, which one of us wants to go first? I think Freddie. I think he's good in the anchor hole.
Yeah, he's good. He's good in the 3 hole. I'll go first.
I will
I-
say that.
it-
This, though, one thing. I will say this before anyone goes. I think we all will be in agreement with this movie.
I don't agree with you. We'll see. It'll be interesting. That's for sure. Okay. So I will go first. Obviously, extremely slow burn for sure. I mean, this movie kind of dragged on. I thought it was, which was crazy because they said it's the most infamous hostage situation in U.S. history, which, to be honest with you, I never even heard of this, which I thought was pretty crazy. This was filmed, this happened in 1977, I believe, which is crazy. It's a completely different world. Like we were talking off camera, like if this would have happened nowadays, like there's no way it would have lasted this long. It would have been insane, right? Pacino in the movie was awesome. Obviously, stereotypical Pacino. I thought he was great. I actually wish there was more of him in the movie. That was one thing. And then the other thing too, I believe we're on our 3rd movie with Colin Domingo. Am I correct in saying that? With Michael, I think I'm missing one other one. I thought he was. Or Coleman Domingo. I thought he was great in this movie too. In fact, there's a lot of females on Letterboxd commenting in regards to his voice in that movie. They particularly loved it. One girl said she got pregnant just from his voice. I believe was the quote. Interesting though. Interesting. But again, the movie kind of dragged on. I thought it was entertaining. I did watch it on my flight home from San Diego, so it kind of killed 2 birds with one stone. I will say I did fall asleep with about a quarter of the movie and then woke up and then watched the rest of it. Not on the movie, totally on me, just tired and long week in California. Overall, I'm going to have to give this thing a 2.7, a little bit lower than what I've done so far. Like I think we talked off camera. Letterboxd has it at 3.4, but let's be honest, Letterboxd and I have not aligned on any movie at all.
Yeah.
I would never watch this again, though I did find it interesting because I do like true stories. And to my point, it would have never happened like this nowadays. So I guess the question I had for you, Nolan, when you're watching movies from the 70s, were you looking at this and thinking, wow, is this how Fred grew up?
Yeah. No, like I couldn't believe it. Like what was happening. It was ridiculous. Like I just was like, there was so many points where I was just like, just shoot this guy in the head. Like, what is happening? Why? Like he's like clearly. And then like the ending, of course, which I'll talk about a little bit, bananas. But you want me to go into mine then?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I ranked this movie a 3 out of 5. I think it's right, like smack dab middle of the road. I think it could lean up to 3.5 for me, but it probably falls right in between that. Probably like a 3.2, 3.3, probably in that arena. It's so funny that you said that you fell asleep, Brad. And I don't think it's your fault. I think it's the movie's fault because I watched it with Jeff. I almost fell asleep. He had to wake me up. And then he almost fell asleep. I had to wake him up. So I don't necessarily think that I think the movie is just very slow. And for a large portion of it, it's the same thing happening. You got a guy strapped to a shotgun who can't make any sudden movements, and you got other people trying to figure it out. But I do think that it was entertaining. It has an appeal of just being an insane story that was, again, true, right? And I leave watching this movie being like, I can't believe that this happened. And as I was telling these guys too, like in the credits, apparently, according to Freddy, there is some old footage that's in there. I would encourage you after you watch it to go watch some on YouTube. It's super cool and fascinating how it worked, how like it all went down, and a lot of the things that went they showed in the movie you would think are exaggerated, but they actually happened.
No.
Like, I
Yeah.
think the furthest thing that they exaggerated is the radio host, because Coleman Domingo, of course, does a great job. But then we were looking it up and it was a little bit, I think it was different. I think it was a white guy that was doing it before. But everything else, like, was the way that it happened, the way that the guy spoke, the way that he acted, and the way that everybody sort of catered to his every need as he went through going through this process. It was just unbelievable. I thought there were some comical moments in there too. The way that he was talking to the police officers, I thought was very funny. Like, he just would have a shotgun to this guy's neck and be like, "Oh yeah, I know this guy for forever. We've been good friends for a while. He's a good cop." And then it would just go back to holding shotgun to somebody's neck on live TV. So I thought that that stuff was funny, but definitely a slow movie. I thought that there wasn't necessarily any performances that were like, "Wow, this was awesome." And every time I look at Skarsgård, or however you say his last name, I don't know if it's him or his brother. One of them plays Pennywise, and in this movie, I just kept getting Pennywise. Like, he just kept popping through the accent that he was doing, the way that he was playing sort of the villain. I just kept getting Pennywise. So that was sort of tough for me to get past. But Slow Burn, I think it's a good movie that you need to watch one time because it's a really cool way to watch something that is just absolutely insane that did actually happen. So I do recommend watching it at least the once. No need to watch it more than that. 3 out of 5.
Before you go, Fred, I did forget one thing. My favorite part of the movie was right at the very beginning when they showed his license plate. Did you guys by chance
Yeah.
catch
Yeah.
what the guy had some swagger to him, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird guy. Weird.
All right. So I was wrong. We're not all in agreement on this movie. I thought the movie was great. I thought it was actually fast moving. I thought that from the first scene to the last scene, there was action. Like it was like there was no like build up at the beginning. Like the beginning is him walking into the mortgage company. So it wasn't like, with a gun. Like, and I mean, in the first scene, he straps the wire around the dude's neck. So like we got into it pretty quickly. I am a sucker for true stories. And, I thought this true story, man, was fucking wild. One of the things is now I know I would like to, I don't know how this would be, how he would activate something like this nowadays. The thing is, though, with the dead man switch and the dead man wire, dead man line, whatever you want to call that device that was used, you can't shoot him in the head because the hostage dies immediately. Now, if you're okay with that, that's cool. A lot of people wouldn't be okay with that. I don't think that there would be that many people that would be like, bro, kill an innocent guy to kill a abductor. So like, I'm not sure. Like now, it was wild walking through the fucking streets, like fucking wild. The press conference, like they're just all standing around. Like he did a press conference and asked a dude for water, which they show in the credit. That was real, which is awesome. I just thought it was like, I watched it and I was very impressed. I was thinking about already like who I would be recommending this movie to because I thought it was awesome. I do have some questions for you guys, obviously, but I'll leave it. But like, I'm going to go with my initial reaction was 4.1, 82%. Yeah. So like and this is because of I drop scores when it's like not really realistic. Unfortunately, this was because it happened. So like, you can't say like, this would never happen. No, it did. Now, it may not happen today. I get it. But it really happened. Like, the dude really, like, if this was not based on a true story, I think we would all be like, yeah, come on, bro. That's crazy. Like, like, that can't happen. Like, that was stupid, But the fact that it actually happened kind of made me enjoy the movie a little more, if that makes sense. So, because
100%. I agree with that.
Because like I said, if it was just a regular movie, like a hostage movie, like we've seen a million of them where you're just like, nah, come on, bud. You know, like, but this really happened. So I thought that was really fucking interesting. I thought I never heard about this situation. I was gonna ask like my in-laws, like, dude, do you remember some shit in the late 70s where a dude was on TV like with a shotgun? Like, but like, and those are the things I'm thinking about. I'm like, who can I ask that's older, right? Like, did you guys live through this shit? Like, what was going on? Because if it happened right now, we're all plastered to the TV. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
OJ
It's like the OJ.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the
I
OJ
mean,
thing.
plastered to the television. So I just thought it was really good. I thought, like, I thought everyone in it was fine. I was more into the story than the acting and shit like that. Like, like, I thought it was funny when he was hosting them and stuff and like asking him for ice in his milk and donuts and stuff like that. Like, now we don't know how true that stuff is, but like, I mean, I just thought it was I thought the movie was really good. I really do. I will say this though, like we've seen a lot of, I'm assuming you guys as well. Like we've seen a ton of like hostage movies. Like my question would be this: like, has there ever in real life, not in like Taken or any of those movies, like has there ever been a successful abduction where like here's the money, you have immunity, and everyone's back to their normal life? Like so, like, thinking about that, like, I was thinking in my head, and I'm like, this guy's got a great plan, right? Because Dead Man's, like, the Dead Man Wire, Dead Man Chip, Dead Man Switch, whatever you want to call that, awesome idea. Like, amazing. So, like, he had that going for him to survive, right? But the thing is, he asked for immunity. He asked, like, which we've seen in other movies. Like, number one thing you ask for is immunity. Number one, off the bat. Then some money, and then transportation. Then you're out, right?
Yeah.
So you have those three things. He asked for like $5 million. I'm not sure that's going to cut it. Like, I'm not sure they're going to just throw 5 milli at you. But if he was a little more realistic with it, like 100 grand, like 100 grand, total immunity, and here's your son back, and rip up my contract, pay me, what, let me get my land back kind of thing. Like, I would be in favor of that if I was on a jury. Like, I would be like, you know what? The guy has a point, right? And I think that, I just think that, like, he had a point. He went a little drastic in his way of trying to, like, fix the problem. But I think if I was on a jury, I think I could come up with some kind of mediation that, like, I think I could have mediated that whole situation.
Well, would you consider this a successful one? I mean, he didn't go to prison. He went to a psych ward. And if I remember correctly, there was something he was only supposed to do a couple years, but something happened.
So
and he ended up doing a little bit more.
He was supposed to do 2 years, but then he wouldn't sign off on the fact that he was mentally ill. So he ended up staying for 8. But it wasn't successful because I doubt he got the land back, and he didn't get the money.
Right.
So, I mean, he didn't die and he didn't go to prison for the rest of his life. I guess that's a win, but I mean, he wasn't looking for that. He was looking for his land, some money, immunity. Now, I mean, it wasn't a loss, but it wasn't a win.
Well, I would assume that, I guess, because he didn't get anything, but not going to prison for the rest of your life and being able to make the statement that you were trying to make, that the bank or the mortgage company was trying to screw you, I would consider it a successful one. What this does, however, tell me, though, is I would never want to be on a jury with you, Fred, because I think we would have a hung jury and we would be in there forever, because you can't just hold a gun to a guy's head. Like, we're not going to give him some immunity. Like, if I'm on the jury, you're guilty, you're going to prison. Like, you can't just
guilty
your
of
shots
what?
with a gun in the street.
Yeah, well, I mean, holding a gun to someone's head and also or fucking them over in a multi-million-dollar real estate deal. I mean,
did they go into specifics in regards to the deal? Because I don't feel like they really did.
Well, so the deal that the thing I read about was that, so he got a loan for a piece of land. He already had people looking to build on the land, retail, and it would have been $3 million or something like that. On the back end, the guy, whoever it is, Hall, but played by Al Pacino, went and colluded with these people to do that, and then revoked his, like, because he kind of like was underwater in the payments because he was waiting for people to get on there, blah blah blah. So then they revoked his shit. So basically like a foreclosed, and then they took it over. So like,
And just basically screwed him out of it. I gotcha.
yeah, and listen, screwing somebody out of millions of dollars and putting a gun to somebody's head is kind of the same punishment for me. I think they should both get the same punishment.
Interesting.
And-
I mean, I see where you're coming from.
Like, I don't think that, like, you know, like white collar gets to go to like a fucking spa, and
Club Med.
and someone who got fucked out of millions of dollars, right? Who didn't hurt anybody and didn't plan on hurting anybody. That's the other thing. He didn't plan on hurting anybody. He told the guy, just, you know, if I fall down or you fall down, this gun goes off. I don't want that to happen. So be careful. Don't trip over the fucking floor. Like, you know, like he didn't say, I'm going to kill this guy. He said, if someone kills me, he's going to die. So, like, I mean, it was a little different. And I mean, my question is this, like, I guess for you guys, what I always talk about is relatability, right? Now, I personally have been not abducted, but I've been a victim of a home invasion. So I've had a gun to my head. So like, if you've never had a gun to your head, it's a little different. Like, have you guys ever had a gun to your head? Okay.
No.
So it's not a fun situation, right? Obviously, you would never think so. But yeah, no, I was on the ground for 20 minutes while somebody stood over me, like, you know, gun to my head, everything, all that shit, running through my house, looking for shit, blah, blah, blah. Not a cool situation. Understood his point of view. You know,
The guy who had the gun to your head?
I mean, without getting into specifics, I understand what he was trying to accomplish. And one of the things was
Okay.
not to hurt me personally, right? He did, although we did know who they were. It was a setup job. But anyway, besides the point. So I knew that I knew that he didn't want to do any harm, right? So I kind of felt it was a weird situation, but I didn't feel like that guy did. Like I really didn't. Now, because I didn't feel like if I moved, I was going to get shot in the fucking head. Like, you know, like, I mean, my hands are out. I had nothing, you know, my pockets are ripped off. Like, you know, like there's nothing I can do. Like, you know, and I mean, it didn't end well for him, but like, we didn't press charges. Like, I didn't press charges. And the reason is this: the trio always falls on a motherfucker. So there's no reason to, you know, like everything catches up to people. Like, you know, karma, all that shit, whatever you want to call it. Like every dog has their day kind of thing. Like we went down to the court when he was being paroled, and I opted not to go. Like, I'm like, yeah, let him out, please. Like, if you know what I'm saying. And I'll leave it at that.
So what's the question?
The question was, how relatable is this to you?
Go ahead, Nolan.
I mean, I can't relate to this at all. I mean, like, just truthfully, I can't. I do think that, because people will, because like, I mean, maybe I shouldn't say this, but like, the home security at this address isn't the highest, if that makes sense. And like, people will always ask, like, why don't you have this or that? And I'm like, who cares? Like, if somebody breaks in, like, let them break in. Like, they probably need this more than I do. You know what I mean? And like, again, I don't think that their intention is to break into, like, they are not breaking in for the thrill of shooting me in the face. They're breaking in for the thrill of stealing my Red Sox memorabilia, right? Or my golf memorabilia, or whatever, my Michael Chevelle painting, whatever, right? But nonetheless, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I sort of agree with Freddy, right? Like, I can't be as empathetic as he is based off of living in that situation, but I would like to think that I would stay very calm if this was to happen. Like, if there was to have someone break into my house. But if someone showed up to Ideal Traits and was like, you guys ripped me off, put this thing around your neck with a shotgun, I would just be confused probably, because I'd be like,
Understand.
what do you want, your $5,000 back? I can give you your $5,000 back. But
Here it
this,
is, not
of
even my
course,
money.
This, of course, yeah, like this, of course, was way more than $5,000. And then, yeah, I don't know. I can't relate to it. I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
I really can't relate either, but in the same respect, I think my wife always tells me I live my life like nothing bad is ever going to happen. I don't lock my doors. I mean, you could go in my car right now. The only thing that's worth of value in there, I don't even have like a dime. I don't keep change, is my golf clubs. Like, I don't, if it wasn't for Sarah or the kids in my house, like, I probably would never lock my door. Like, it's not even a thing to me. I don't even think about it. But, she tells me that I'm so lackadaisical and I think nothing bad's ever happened. I make it a point to lock the door. But yeah, the same point. Like, I guess, like, look, if you're trying to get something, and I kind of have the same philosophy as Nolan. Like, look, if you want it, take it. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. I don't have anything of significant value that I can't replace in the next hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what do you want? My TV? Like, go for it,
Brad,
man.
I
It's
have
a
a better
nice TV.
question for you. Not necessarily a better question, but a different. I think that you, more than relating to being in the contraption, can relate more to being Al Pacino as a
Yeah,
business owner.
for sure.
So, as a business owner, if one of your employees called you and they're like, this guy's got this wire thing around my neck and he's got a shotgun tied to it,
And he
would
wants to
you?
rip up a contract or my head's gonna
Yeah.
blow up, are you still gonna take the stance of, "Somebody's gotta shoot this guy in the fucking head, he's holding a gun to somebody"?
No, I would let them have whatever they want. Like, rip the
Really?
contract. Yeah, rip the contract up. It's not worth your
Okay.
life.
But see,
We
like,
can make more money.
and the crazy thing is, like, Al Pacino wanted to play hardball. Like, dude, that's your son. Who cares? Rip it up. Like, it made
Mhm.
no
Yeah,
and that's why I feel like there would have been no harm. Like I said, I truly believe I could have mediated this whole thing.
I agree.
I agree. I
I
agree.
agree. I
There,
literally.
there was a better way to resolve this situation.
You don't
Absolutely.
For starters, you don't need 18 to 20 police cars following everything around. That right there, that's so dumb. Like, like, what are you gonna do with 40 police officers? Why? It's
I just
one
remembered my favorite part of the movie when the guy's like calmingly negotiating and like he's like building common ground and then the young cop like rips up in his car, gets out and starts shooting, starts fucking pointing the gun at him. And he's just like,
Like,
"Oh,
calm
fuck."
down, young buck.
Dude, that was so funny. That was sorry, Freddie. I
Yeah,
didn't mean to
no,
step,
I
but
I
that was the
agree. I
funniest.
just don't. It was a little crazy that you guys like. Listen, it was crazy that he was parading around Indianapolis. Yes, it was. But you need one dude to tail him. Literally, he's not gonna just pull over and you're gonna get a clean shot. Like, let him do what he's doing. Get to his apartment. Let him everyone calm down. Meaning the police
Right.
as well.
To your point, they knew where they were going.
Yeah, and there was like 40 cop cars on the lawn. Like, what are you
Right.
doing? Evacuating people, saying there was explosives in there and shit. No, you're lying. There's just a dude in there who's having trouble with a loan, actually. That's the real
Bad-
story. There was
Bad 72 hours.
Yeah, dude, this guy, one of the guys in your apartment got fucked out of a couple $1 million. Don't you think the people in the apartment would be like, "Oh, cool, let them figure it out"? Like, like they're like trying to make it worse than it was. And I don't condone it. Like, I'm not
Right.
condoning it. I just think that blowing it up like that makes it a little crazier. Like you said, we could have settled this in fucking a blunt. Like, I could have rolled a blunt. I could have settled this and mediated this situation in the length of a blunt.
Fair. And that's the different times too. Like, nowadays, somebody would just make a video on social media, tag Chase, and then throw out a bad Yelp review, and then Chase would reach out to you, and they'd probably, you'd just figure it out. Like, we're in different times now.
Yeah.
Different times. The 70s were wild.
Like, I really would love to hear from like a Fed to ask him like what protocol would be today.
Great point. I might have some sources I could reach out. But he's a little dramatic, so he's probably like, "I'll just pull his head off."
See, we don't need that. No cowboys and shit. Like honest protocol and that specific situation, because like no one can say, well, that would never happen. It did. It literally did. And I feel like in today's day and age, you're not using like a wire hanger or anything. There's probably easier contraptions.
No, yeah. Oh,
So-
absolutely. It would be rigged to no end. I mean, AI, man, they just jump on there like, how do I rig it? Boom, it's done.
Don't give anybody any ideas, Brad.
Oh yeah, my fault. Yeah, good point.
But Freddie,
But-
for the people that are listening that are interested in your services as a mediator, how much does that normally cost?
It's got to be it's case to case. Like, I can't
Okay.
just throw numbers. Listen, I would say it's probably $500 to get me on the phone for starter, and then let me understand the situation and let me see how many blunts I need to roll.
Yeah.
But
I don't think that's a terrible price.
that was a one blunt mediation.
I'd love to see a 2-blunt mediation.
That's a little more sophisticated, right? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that one there, one blunt, I would have, in 1977, I would have probably charged him $1,000. I would have been like, give me $1,000. I'll figure this out. Well, you know, everybody, and all you cops go away. Let me just take care of it.
And the weed wasn't as good in the 70s as it is now. So it might have been 2 blunts.
So blunt
Is it
smoking,
duration?
it's about the camaraderie, right? It's about the
Fair.
cipher, as they say. So it's about the breaking up and the talking. So you're doing some talking and mediating while you're breaking the weed up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, fill me in on what's going on here. You know, like, so what's up? Like, you know, and then by the end of that blunt, the fucking thing's off that kid's neck. The dude's got a contract that's ripped up, signed by lawyers, and and immunity. I'm not sure about the money situation. He's not getting $5 million, not in 1977.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like. But my other thing was this when I was watching this. Now, this situation, like we said, it's never been successful. I don't think in history. I don't know. But there has been successful like ransoms, like with all these leaked shit, Canva and like shit like that. They do get paid out. So like when these people breach data and then they say, oh well, they do really pay out the ransom. So it's like, that's okay. But this guy, hardworking guy, like he said, slinging ice creams when he was a kid, to building himself up to get a loan for a piece of property. Like, oh no, this guy's crazy. You got to shoot his face off. But the people that are stealing data from these major corporations, I'll give them $100 million. They're going to release the data. Like, you know, like, okay. You know, like, so there has been successful ransoms paid.
But not kidnappings.
I'm not going to say kidnapping because that makes it sound like a juvenile. I'm going to say abduction just because a kidnapping and a true kidnap, the reason why they call it that, is a different situation. You're taking a younger kid. So
Gotcha. Abduction.
The guy's an adult. He didn't even have it that bad. Like, you know, like he had food, he had cigarettes, he had milk. I hate milk.
With ice. I hate milk too.
He had it without.
That's a 70s thing. And who eats it? Who drinks it with ice?
Gross.
Crazy.
I haven't had a glass of milk in probably 40 years.
At least.
So, I mean, that would have been my only thing is if I'm on the other end of that gun, I'm asking for water, I'm asking for weed, and I'm asking him to just chill and relax. And also, I'm agreeing with him. Like, you need to agree with this guy as and at one point he was like, Dad, like he wants an apology. Oh, I'm not going to apologize. I would slap my dad across the face if that happened and I got out of that.
Right.
Like, dude, your ego is that big that you can't apologize for a shiesty deal. So I can.
He's saying he didn't do anything, though. He's like, what am I apologizing for?
He knows what he did.
I get it. I'm just giving you Al's perspective.
No, he knows exactly. And that's why he said, well, the lawyer, he apologized. And he's like, no, he wants an apology from you. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, you know, like, okay, like, thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad, man.
Yeah, another funny moment is when they finally they make the fake deal and then he shoots the gun into the ceiling.
Yeah.
Dude, awesome.
And then what was that? Was that the hostage negotiator? They're like, where's he at? And he's like, I don't give a shit. He just fired the ceiling in celebration.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, he's a dumbass. Like, but you know, you kind of knew something was coming at the end. The fact that it was a non-guilty jury is kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Especially because, you know, having an action like that, and then like he could have been out in 2 years of the psych ward if he just would have signed the paper, but he refused to, probably because he is that crazy.
Well, no, because he's not.
I hold the sentiment that he is insane. He is that insane that he doesn't think that he's insane, right? Like, that's how insane he is. Like,
I mean, listen.
To not just sign it and be out in 2 years is insane. Just that part alone. Like, I can be out of here. Like, we're not even talking about the whole situation. Like, dude, you just signed this, you say yes, you get out of here, you're out in 2 years. Like, no big deal.
But he's not selling out. He's not selling himself out. He's still believing in himself.
Get your ego out of the way.
For what? He didn't get anything.
Yeah. Who wins?
He lost everything. He got swindled out of removing the shotgun from the guy. He didn't get anything that he wanted. Instead, he got 2 years in the psych ward. And in fact, with him spending in 8 additional years there, it probably convinced the general public that he was actually insane.
Good point.
It's like, you
Good
didn't
point.
only need to spend 2 years in there. You were in there for fucking 10.
Yeah, you did this to yourself, guy.
And I mean, here's the thing. You are who you hang out with. If you're in a psych ward for 10 years, you're telling me you're not picking up the crazy?
Yeah, you're picking up the crazy for sure.
Well,
You don't
I
come out
mean-
of there normal.
Well, to counter that point, he was hanging out with a lot of cops before this. He went to the cop
Yeah.
bar. His best friends were cops. He knew them all. So I mean,
Interesting point.
so I mean, maybe that was part of the reason why he was crazy.
Thought he
Could
was
be.
above the law.
But no, because he hung out with people who are crazy like that. Like, I mean, if you're
Like
going to
cops.
say that if you hang out in one space and everyone around you is going to make you that way, then what is your explanation of him hanging around a bunch of cops and then doing something like that?
Fair.
I mean, it makes it seem to me in that logic that the people he was hanging out with were fucked up people, meaning the cops at the time.
100%.
I'm
That
just
makes
going
sense.
by logic, and I don't know these
Or his
cops
brother.
personally.
Yeah, nonetheless. All right.
I mean, the
Well, hey.
prosecutor at one point said, "Yeah, I know him."
Yeah.
Like, so he knew all these dudes.
Yeah.
You are who
Well, I
you
think he
hang
was
out with.
like an Indianapolis lifer.
Yes.
Shout out to what is it, Cosmos? Is that what it's called? Steakhouse downtown Indianapolis. with the
I stayed there
With the-
one night in downtown, driving home from San Francisco, driving back to Michigan. And we only stayed one overnight. Like, we got in at, I don't know, 5 o'clock and then left the next morning. But didn't get to
St.
really.
Elmo's.
What's it called?
St. Elmo,
Yeah, I
not
heard it's good.
Cosmo. St. Elmo's.
Oh,
Yes.
St. Elmo's Fire?
No,
I
the
think it's-
restaurant.
No, I know. I was talking about the movie.
Yeah. I thought that was a TV show.
It was a movie.
Yeah.
All right, what's next week, Nolan? What are we watching?
So we're gonna watch the movie Tuner. So it's kind of on the same lines as Dead Man's Wire. It's not the same, but it's like going that similar way where like this guy has a skill set and he gets a part of the crew that he probably shouldn't be hanging out with, and then he kind of gets forced into keeping doing it, is what I've imagined. So a little bit of a hostage situation, but I think it's more of just do this, you don't have a choice type of situation. So we'll see how that works out, but it was like limited release. I think it was supposed to come out in 2025, didn't come out until 2026. Limited release, was never at my AMC, but it is out on streaming, or at least on the services that we subscribe to. So we're going to check that out next week. A little bit of some more bank robbing taking place. So
Love it.
we're going to step right back into Brad's
True
arena.
story?
This one might be. Let me look it up. It could be. No,
No true story.
sorry.
Should have told Fred it was.
While it features hyper-specific, realistic details, the plot itself is fictional crime thriller.
Looking
I
forward
can
to it.
relate.
So,
Anything
You
with
know.
crime in it, I usually can like relate to.
yeah, this will be, you'll relate to this for sure. Yeah.
Can't
And
wait
if
to
it was
hear
some-
this story that Fred has off air, though. I'm definitely looking forward to that text message.
Yeah,
after this.
yeah, that was insane. But anyways, all right. Any shows or anything, guys? I think
You know-
Silo comes out officially tomorrow, I think.
Is it going to be the last season? Because I haven't started it yet.
I don't know. I'll check. I'll look for you.
I have.
But it's either tomorrow or next Friday. One of
I've
the two.
watched like John Wayne Gacy. I watched Ed Gein, which is one of the monsters. So we
Yeah.
finished those. I'm finishing up Black Mirror. That was like I was like
Yeah.
halfway through, and like I'm finishing it up. But I think like Mary wants to start either Veep or The Sopranos from the beginning.
Whoa.
And we've been ensconced in Love Island, obviously, for the past 2 weeks.
What?
Love Island.
Love Island. I was like, I didn't understand what you were saying.
It's on every day.
Love Island is?
Yes, except Wednesday.
Wow.
It's
Who wouldn't know?
it's brutal. It's serious.
I watched while I was in California, Runaway, Harlan Coben, which I'm a big fan of all his movies. If you type his name in on Netflix, he has a ton of shows. They're usually
Yeah.
like 8
I think-
episodes long.
I think my sister just mentioned one like I Will Find You. Is that one of his?
Yes, that's the newest one. I think that's the newest one he has. Right now I'm watching Runaway, which I Will Find You is the newest one that just got released last Friday, but really good shows. Big
Okay.
fan.
Yeah, my sister's huge fan.
Yeah.
And as normal, no shows for me. No show guy.
Busy.
I
All
have
right,
been
boys. I'll
watching
see you.
the YGT though. That's worth checking out. Man.
GT.
YouTube Golf League
Yeah. I haven't.
or
Wait, are you talking
YouTube
about
Golf
the
Tour.
you talking
Your
about the
Golf Tour. So
Grant Horvat's thing?
yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty
No, I
good.
haven't, sir. I'll start watching it for sure.
It's like a smaller version of the Internet Invitational.
Oh my God. I cannot wait until the Internet Invitational.
I just got my invite last week.
Oh, dude, that would be so awesome. And obviously, if anybody's watching or has any poll, put Big John in the Internet Invitational, please. Big John in the Internet Invitational is a must.
All heart.
All heart. All right, boys. We'll see you next week.
Craziest thing that's happening in 2026 is Brad being a Big John fan. That's
Huge.
great.
Love them. Take care, boys.